How you doing? I'm doing great. I'm ready to talk about some stuff that isn't real, or is it? I don't know. We're gonna find out.
It's all real, man. It's all real.
Counter to intelligence.
Welcome to Counter to Intelligence. I am Ken the Bunker, and with me, as always, and sponsored by Under Armour is
I don't know if we can say that. Tom the debunker.
yeah,
Start by an unspecified shirt, right?
yeah,
Unspecified shirt. Yeah,
unspecified.
yeah.
Yeah, is that what the U is? Unspecified is
That's what
the
it stands for. I think maybe it does. I don't know. Yeah.
or
Well, that.
unauthorized UA unauthorized.
Oh, that's totally what it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's totally
yeah.
unauthorized. Yeah.
Unless Under Armour wants to sponsor us, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Yeah.
It's a good company, so we have nothing bad to say about them.
Is it? We maybe there's a conspiracy. We need to
Oh my
find
gosh,
out.
it could be maybe our listeners know that was like our subtle messaging, like subliminal, like on my
Mm-hmm.
shirt. I don't know.
True. Yeah. So this week's episode is sponsored by fedorasfiles.com, where you can get all of your monster needs, all the books, all the shirts. There's all kinds of merch. So it's FEDORASFILES.com. And you can pick up books, shirts, hats, all kinds of stuff. Go check it out.
I'm
And
excited.
so
I need to go see it.
that's who's sponsoring us. We do have another sponsor coming too that we will announce next time. But anyway, so this week's episode, we are talking about a Beatles conspiracy. There actually are a few Beatles conspiracies that are out there, but this is probably the most famous one, or the one people have heard about, and it is that Paul McCartney is dead and or died, and the guy you think that is Paul McCartney is not Paul McCartney.
Wow.
And so basically, I'll go over the theory, uh, and then some of what people say are the evidences or clues that this is what's going on. So basically the Paul is dead theory alleges that Paul McCartney died in a car crash in 1966 and was secretly replaced by a lookalike to prevent widespread public grief and the collapse of the Beatles. Proponents of the theory claim that the surviving Beatles, possibly aided by M15 or MI5, which is like a British Secret Service or
British, yeah,
like
CIA
CIA,
or something. Yeah.
left a. This is great. The Beatles, with the help of MI5, left a series of clues in their song lyrics, album art, and other media to subtly communicate the truth to their fans. So,
Wow.
before I get into that, that's the part that
Crazy.
I find interesting, because it's like we have to replace him because we don't want our fans to know it happened, but we're going to put all these clues everywhere to let you know what happened. So, but
Yeah, why would you do that? If it's a conspiracy, just keep it to yourself, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so what happened is there was a car accident, and it was on November 9th, 1966. The car, it happened during while they were recording the Sergeant Pepper recording sessions. He was distracted by a meter maid from Lovely Rita. He failed to notice a changed traffic light, crashed, and was allegedly decapitated.
Hmm.
So that there was an accident. He actually wasn't an accident, but they're saying it was a lot worse than what
Wow.
So the replacement was supposedly a lookalike named William Campbell, or sometimes Billy Shears. So there's a guy named
Wow.
William, and he took his place. And there, now the thing about that is there really was a guy who was an impersonator or whatever, or a guy who did look like him, and that really was a guy named William Campbell. But where's William Campbell now? I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, but Paul McCartney's still around. And anyway, so that is what happened. Now here are the clues that
All
they
right. Yeah, I
point
want to
to.
know the clues. I'm very interested
So
in these clues.
so
Yeah.
in The album covers are first Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, 1967, a year later. The drum cover, a floral arrangement on the drum, appears to spell out Paul or a bass guitar. So basically they're saying it's like a wreath, like a floral wreath, like you'd see at a funeral
Right.
around the
Yeah.
drums, and it spells the
Right.
word Paul. All right. The hand overhead. Paul is the only Beatle with an open hand over his head, a symbol of death in many cultures.
Wow.
All right.
Uh,
That
wait,
yeah,
wait. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe
So
we are bots. Maybe that's what
yeah,
that meant.
maybe. Now, on the back cover of the album, Paul is the only Beatle facing away from the camera. A patch on his arm supposedly reads OPD, officially pronounced dead, though it was later confirmed to be OPP, Ontario Provincial Police. Now, it could have also meant something else because there was a song
Right.
in the 90s that was OPP. Yeah, you know
Right.
me. But anyway, but I don't think that's what I'm not going to say what the OPP stood for in that song.
You can't say
Because,
that.
no,
No.
because it's a family show.
You're right.
Now, also on the same cover, there's a doll, and a doll on the cover wears a sweater that reads, Welcome the Rolling Stones, and a car crash with a collision course towards a man's head resembling Paul.
Whoa. Wait. So how say that again? The crash found another
There's
Paul
a
when
there's a
killing off
doll
Paul?
on the cover, like and
Yeah.
I'm not going to show these pictures. You go look them up. They're all over.
Yeah.
You can go to Google and type in the Sgt. Pepper's and look at the
Yeah.
whole album because
Right.
they have you can see the whole graphic. It's a crazy album cover. It's really cool. A doll on the cover wears a sweater that reads "Welcome the Rolling Stones" and a car with a collision course towards a man's head resembling Paul. So there's like this
Okay.
car coming
Yeah.
towards this guy's head that looks like Paul's head.
Right.
Now, so that's that. Now we have another album cover, Magical Mystery Tour 1967, Walrus. Well, this isn't that, but John Lennon's lyric, The Walrus Was Paul, in Glass Onion and I Am the Walrus was taken as a clue, with some falsely claiming walrus is Greek for corpse. And in the Magical Mystery Tour film, John wears the walrus costume. Word Beatles upside down. When the word Beatles on the album cover is held upside down, some claimed it spelled out a London mortuary phone number.
Whoa.
But I would assume it would be that way for all their covers. But
Right.
yeah, because it's the same word all the
The
time.
same word,
It's
right?
Beatles all the time, so maybe they planned it.
Oh,
John
goes
Lennon was
deeper.
jealous. No, anyway, so then in Abbey Road, now this is the one everyone like this one a lot of people point to, is Abbey Road 1969. The album cover is the most iconic source of the Paul is dead clues. And so this is one. So they're on that cover, they're doing the crosswalk,
Yeah.
and it looks like a funeral procession. The Beatles are crossing Abbey Road, isn't interpreted as they're going a funeral procession. John Lennon is dressed in white, symbolizing the preacher. Ringo Starr dressed in black, symbolizing the Undertaker, not the wrestler, but the person who takes the dead people away. Paul McCartney is barefoot, out of step with the others. Okay, so all the others have like all the exact same foot forward.
Yeah.
He is the only one that it's the opposite. Okay. He's holding a cigarette in his right hand. Paul was left-handed, by the way.
Oh.
But the William guy is right-handed.
Okay.
Just saying. All right. Anyway, Paul was left-handed, and with his eyes closed, though often unseen, he is barefoot. Bare feet were supposedly a sign of death in many cultures. He is often seen as the corpse. George Harrison is dressed in denim, symbolizing the gravedigger. So you got all the people. There's a Volkswagen Beetle, a white VW Beetle parked on the side of the road, has a license plate 28 if interpreted as Paul would be 28 if he were alive. Paul was 27 when the album was released, though he would have turned 28 later that year.
Wow.
Crazy.
How can they tell he's 28 though?
Well, he would have been 28 at some
Would have been.
point.
Right.
So they just were saying at some point he would be 28.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
it'd be
yeah,
really cool if every year they just went in and changed the license plate to be 29 if, and it's like he went like now he'd be, anyway. So then
Wow.
do you want to here's some song lyrics that they have and backwards messages. All right. So on Strawberry Fields, 1967, at the end of the song, some claim John Lennon mumbles, "I buried Paul."
Right.
John later said he was saying cranberry sauce. Sounds the same.
Right.
Cranberry sauce. I buried Paul. I mean, they have accents.
Right.
And Revolution 9, 1968, when you played it backwards, the repeated phrase number nine allegedly becomes "turn me on, dead man."
Wow.
So playing number 9 backwards, "turn me on, dead man."
Yeah.
And out of all the Beatles, he was the best looking. So the women were turned on by him because he's the best looking of the Beatles.
That's clearly the message. It's got to be.
I know your wife was like, I was always a Ringo fan. And,
well, she was. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so then in the other song, "I'm So Tired," 1968, if you played it backwards, it said Paul is a dead man. Then "A Day in the Life," 1967, the lyrics like "he blew his mind out in a car" were linked to the supposed crash.
Wow.
That one fits.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. So, there is a do you want to hear some kind of like the timeline of conspiracy?
I do
As well?
Yeah, how did this originate? That's what fascinates me.
It all started with all right. Early rumors about Paul McCartney's deteriorating health began to circulate. That was in early 1966. In September, reports of Paul McCartney's death start to appear, as recounted by the Beatles press officer Tony Barrow. Then there was a car accident. Then that he had that car accident, and then it comes back in 1967. They start saying, the car accident was a bigger deal than it was. Late 1967, the Beatles had covered up his death and employed an impersonator to gain traction. A friend of the band reportedly told journalist Jay Marks at McCartney's engagement party that he had been replaced. So
wow.
I feel bad for the girl he got engaged to.
Right. She didn't know what she was getting into. It wasn't even the right guy.
So, it wasn't the same. But she's like, he's so much nicer now. Anyway, September 17th, 1969, Tim Harper, editor of the Drake University student newspaper, published an article titled, "Is Beatle Paul McCartney dead?" And this escalated the rumors again. And October 12th, 1969, a caller on a Detroit radio station, WKNR FM, tells disc jockey Russ Gibb about the rumor and its clues. Gibb and other callers discuss it on air for an hour or more. Late September 1969, Abbey Road is released, proving the more clues. October 69, the Paul is dead rumor becomes an international news story with newspapers and going on. October 1969, Paul McCartney, his wife Linda, and their 2 daughters travel to a farm in Scotland seeking refuge from all the media craziness. November 1969, Life magazine publishes an interview with Paul McCartney where he directly refutes rumors, stating, I wasn't really dead. This significantly contributes to the decline of the rumors, although they never fully disappeared. So that is a conspiracy, basically all the stories on it. So basically they're saying it is not now, before you go trying to refute it,
I mean,
there is a photo that I found interesting. And people can look it up. In December of last year, Paul McCartney is seen coming out of an establishment. There's a video of it. And as you watch, a dude shows up behind him, and the
Right.
dude looks like John Lennon,
What?
and nobody knows who that guy is. Now, some people have then claimed, oh, it was this John Lennon impersonator, but
Right.
why?
Right.
Or something. And then someone else said
What?
it was this
Right.
other guy. But like, if you look, it looks like if John Lennon was still alive today, this is
Right.
what he looked like. And the thing is, like, the ones who said, oh, it's a John Lennon impersonator. Well, if you're doing John Lennon impersonations, wouldn't you be a young guy and not
Right.
some dude in his
Like
late
80s?
70s, early
Yeah.
80s?
Yeah.
And it's a dude in his late 70s, early 80s. And so it's all although it has nothing to
Wow.
do with Paul McCartney being dead, it makes people then be like, maybe John Lennon isn't dead. Maybe
Right.
he faked his death to get out of that marriage with Yoko Ono
Oh no.
because
Right.
he could not take hearing her singing anymore. He finally sobered up and he's like, whoa, you aren't a good singer. It was all those
Right.
drugs that made me think you were good.
You are. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's too funny.
So uh,
Wow. I mean, I just struggle to believe I've not seen that video. That I did not find. But I guess it's all like it's just reading symbolism, right? For the most part, it's
yeah, it
just
is.
yeah. There's no real physical proof or anything. I mean, if that were really true, like then how did he play all that music that we saw, right?
Well,
Right?
I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
they're saying that the guy they got was
Yeah.
a good guitarist or singer
Okay.
in his own right.
Right. But it sounded the
Uh,
same, right?
yeah,
Like, so, I mean, I guess people do that now, if you think about it. But he looked the same. Like, I don't know. It just can't be this. That doesn't make sense. I don't know. Does that make sense to you? Like, how would
yeah.
it be that identical?
Well, like now the thing I would say, which is crazy. Now, here's where like I love the idea that he died. I mean, I don't love that he died, but I love the
Right.
idea of the
Right.
conspiracy. I love
Oh,
this.
I do too.
I think
It's
it's so
crazy.
fascinating. It's such a
Yeah.
and it's a cool. I mean, it makes for a great film. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a fascinating film
Oh
to
my
do.
gosh. Yeah.
I mean, they've done similar movies, but it was like usually the president. But this
Yeah.
would be way cooler. Um,
Right.
and they've done movies similar, but it was like not replacing him. Everyone thinking it was the same singer, but someone else took over as the lead singer, and that's happened in bands where
Right.
most recently, I think Linkin Park did it.
Right.
They replaced their guy with a female, I think, but and Sublime did it,
Right.
So anyway, it's happened, but
Yeah.
not to a point where we try to convince people it's just the same guy. Uh,
Right.
the thing that I find that I would have like you could do it. You could replace Paul
Right.
McCartney with a lookalike with someone that could play and sing well.
Right.
Uh, all of which are, it takes practice. You got to know how to do it. But Paul McCartney and John Lennon wrote pretty much all the Beatles songs. They were the
Right.
writers. And
Yeah.
that's a whole different level.
Right.
So I could come in and, sing a song, maybe get to the point that I could sound like the original singer. Like I could practice because there's people who learn to impersonate people and can do it. Like you see it all the time.
Right.
They can impersonate these famous people. And there's guys I've seen who it's really fascinating that they will impersonate someone. And if you ask them to sing a song, they can't sing. But if they impersonate Elvis, they can sing like Elvis and they sound like
Right.
Elvis
Yeah.
singing and
It
they do a
is.
good
Yeah.
job of it. And it's
Yeah.
like,
It's true.
but then if you're like, hey, you just sing it, they're like, oh, I can't.
Right.
And they
Right.
can't. But
Right.
so someone could learn to impersonate and sing. But I
That's
don't
true.
think you can impersonate writing songs. That's
Right.
writing is a different level. Like you can learn to
Yeah.
write, but not to what they were doing.
That's
Their
true.
songs were very complicated,
Yeah.
wordsmithery, as well as musically.
Yeah.
So to find a guy to impersonate and be able to
Yeah.
do all that, I have a hard time with that one. See, this is one I
Yeah.
have a hard time with. I love it though.
Yeah.
I want to believe it.
I know. I mean, it's just, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, but it's very fascinating. Like, that people would read into anything. I think part of it is life is kind of messy and people are looking for something to kind of guide them, right?
Yeah.
And I think these things become that. And it kind of makes sense. Like I think there are some conspiracy theories there's truth to, right? But
Yeah.
then I also think there's a lot of like our minds want to just make sense of the world and they kind of reach for this, you know?
Yeah. It,
So
and I also think that if Ringo Starr
yeah,
knew,
yeah,
I think he would let the world know that's not the real Paul McCartney, so he could be the final Beatle.
yeah,
Because
I think so.
I think not that like because Ringo still goes out there, Ringo and the All Star Band, and they travel and
Yeah,
they do. But
yeah,
to be able to be like, yeah, Ringo, I'm the last of the Beatles, like to up the ticket sales. I mean, I
yeah,
think that's I just don't think at this point he would keep it a secret. And I almost think that if it was this William guy, I think he would want to say, you know what? I'm not really Paul McCartney. I'm
right.
William, whatever. And I
Yeah.
fooled you guys because then his stuff would even skyrocket even more. Like, oh
Oh
my
yeah.
gosh, dude, we want to. That's incredible. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so I don't
Oh
know
my gosh.
because at
Yeah,
this point he has nothing to lose to come out and say that I'm not really
that's
Paul McCartney.
true. Oh, can you imagine? Like, yeah,
Because
I agree. It would make everything worth more almost, right? Like
yeah,
all
it
his
would. It would make it
memorabilia.
even
Yeah,
crazier, and
yeah,
more people would want to come see him. And
yeah.
I don't think people would be mad at him at this point. I would be
Right,
more like, dude, that is amazing that you actually took over,
right.
learned the song, sounded like him, and you're a
Yeah,
really good songwriter
yeah.
because you went on to do, duets with Michael Jackson. You went
Right.
on to do like all kinds. You wrote all kinds of stuff after you really were a good songwriter,
Yeah,
William.
yeah.
Yeah. Get out of the dead dude's shadow.
Right. Let him like rise up. No pun intended.
Yeah. Let
You
him,
know.
yeah, rise up. And then I don't know. I
Yeah, it's a fascinating theory. Yeah, I don't believe it, but wow, like get out of the way, man. If you're beating up on this dead guy,
yeah.
it's not good.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to beat up on a dead guy or a dead horse.
Or do right, definitely not a dead
Yeah.
horse. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's cliche.
Yeah. So you're saying it's absolutely not true.
It can't be. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it can be. But I like you. I kind of wish it would. I mean, imagine if he came out and he's like, I knew about it. Like
Mhm.
this is all like I'm the guy. Yeah, because the real guy is still. Well, I don't know. The real slash fake guy is. Did he ever die second time? For
Oh,
real? Or is he
William,
still alive? Yeah.
the impersonator.
Right.
I don't know. I should have looked more into him. Like I
Yeah.
just he was a real guy. He was a real impersonator.
Right. I don't know. It could be grander. Maybe this is a case where the impersonator is in on something even deeper. I don't know. But wow, what a great story. What
Yeah.
a great story. Like, yeah, it's I want to believe this one, Ken, but I just like you, I just can't.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a hard one. And I can't even really fully get get behind it. Like
Yeah.
this is one like I can't get behind every conspiracy. I mean,
Right. You gotta
I
you
have
kind of
to
vary. Yeah.
because the thing is if I believe every conspiracy, then like the ones that I really believe, then people are gonna be
Right.
like, well, he believes everything. And I was like,
Right.
no, like,
No,
I
you
love
believe the
like,
real ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 As a creative person and as a writer, I find this one amazingly awesome. And I love all the clues.
Right.
But again, then it goes back to what we said at the beginning, or what I said at the beginning. Because you didn't say anything at the beginning, you just waited. No,
I just waited for my moment to be like, it's not
yeah,
true.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and then you're done. Now, so
Right.
like it goes back like what I said, how they wanted to hide the fact that he was dead,
Right.
but then left all these clues to prove that he was dead.
That cracks me up.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and what I feel like this is kind of where I think what happened is they knew the rumors were out there
Yeah.
and they had fun with it, and they're like,
Yeah. I could see that.
let's do it.
Yeah.
And because there is a really fascinating story of the Beatles. Um, when they broke up, everyone thought it was like they hated each other or something. You know,
Right.
they were just like, oh, but we're breaking up, but they
Right.
all were still really good friends. And there's a story that happened on Saturday Night Live. I don't know if you've heard about this. Lorne Michaels held up a check, and you can find it on YouTube. And he held up a check of $10,000 if the Beatles would come and play at Saturday Night Live tonight. And it was on live
Mm.
TV.
Oh,
Now, the
wow.
fascinating thing, the thing that's really crazy, and Paul McCartney, uh, uh, or William Campbell,
William.
told was the night that happened, they were in New York. They were at John Lennon's place in New York watching Saturday Night Live, and they looked at each other and said, should we go down there? Because they could
That's
have gone
hilarious.
down and shown up and played like one song just to get the
Right.
10,000. They didn't need it, but they are
You're
like,
right.
and it would have been really cool. I mean, and
That's
he
awesome.
said, like, I know he talked about it, he goes, later he regretted not doing it, like, because John got killed, and or did he? But he regretted not doing it because he's like, oh, we could have performed one last time together. And because he didn't know, they didn't realize the
Oop, you
time
there?
what was going to happen. They in their minds, they were young, they thought they had
Uh-oh.
plenty of time to get back
My
together.
internet is not working.
No, I can still
Or
hear
yours is
you.
not working. I don't know what's happening.
No, I'm working. I hear you.
Oh, okay. You hear me? Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I hear you now. Oh, now you're back. All right.
yeah,
It says my
yeah,
internet connection is unstable.
yeah.
It's
Well, the
probably Paul.
Beatles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that we've delved into this one. I think we
Yeah.
can put this one to rest.
I think we should. Now my question is how what are we going to do for the next time? Because if we put this one to rest, we need to come up with something pretty great. So, you
Well, I
have any
think
ideas?
you had said an idea
Oh, I did
in the
suggest one.
last episode, and I'm trying to remember what you said. Um, and I think it was actually a good idea. I actually agreed, like, because you thrown out two ideas
Yeah.
after our last episode. You're like, what if we did this? And I was like, oh, because we did the Paul McCartney
Right.
and and
There was one. Well, what did I say? I don't even remember what I said.
oh wait, what? Oh, I know what it is.
Hmm.
It was the different uh cities that were built in the shapes of satanic symbols and
Yes.
masonry symbols and
Yeah.
Illuminati symbols, which is what we're going to go into next week.
Right. That's
I
right.
remember
And
it.
there's a lot. I mean, we did the airport, right? Which
Yeah.
had some questions about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was Nazi symbols, right? So,
Well, no, it had Illuminati things and all kinds of stuff.
okay.
It apocalyptic. That was the Denver airport. But I think what we're going to go into this time is whole cities that were built to look like some symbols of masonry, Illuminati, and Satanism
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. All right.
all around
I'm
the world.
all around the world.
Yeah,
I really want to know about this because I don't want
yeah,
to go to the cities. I think
yeah,
I'll stay home.
yeah. I
What if it's
think,
somewhere I want to go to and I didn't realize? That's the
yeah.
problem.
I from what I heard, the whole state of Maryland is in the shape. I don't know. It's not. It's not really. So, but we'll go into that next week. So
All right,
I'm
this is gonna be
excited to see
great.
that. Yeah,
We have so much to learn about the world. That's the thing.
yeah.
There's so much going on.
And we have so much to teach the people
The people
out there.
don't know everything that we pretend to know, you know?
Yeah,
They should
exactly.
they should tune in for this. Well, I'm excited. So this gonna be another great week, folks.
Yeah,
They're gonna have to tune in next week.
yeah. And find out the truth.
That's right. Which
Paul's
they can
dead.
handle. Yeah,
So,
they can handle the
yeah.
truth.
Yeah. And I'm going to say, wait, before we go, if they want to play this backwards, they're going to find out the truth. And it is number nine, number nine, number nine. And you play it
Nice.
backwards and uh, Turn Me On, Dead Man.
All right, let's do it.
All right, there you go. So
All right.
We'll see you next week, everybody. Bye.
Yep. See you, everybody.